This week's round-robin topic is online bullying, presented by Kazoom Fowler. I definitely have a thing or three to say on this topic.
When do insults become online bullying? When does it become online harassment?
I think that it has to be repetitive, constant, and unresponsive to pleas or demands that it stop. I mean, I can get frustrated with people sometimes. Maybe they keep misinterpreting what I say and accept absolutely no amount of clarification. Maybe I present them with reams of evidence and their response amounts to little more than "nuh-uh." And that frustration will sometimes lead me to call them a dumbass or something similar. It might even turn into an argument with both of us flinging insults at each other. But if one of us walks away from that argument and the other follows in order to continue the insults, or starts making videos at the other person's expense, and I don't mean critical responses to the points made in the debate, in order to drum up hatred and disrespect from the rest of the internet, now we're talking bullying and harassment. Which is basically a slight variant on what Kazoom said, really.
To me, an insult or an attempted insult is not an attempt to have any sort of reasonable conversation, not by any stretch of the imagination.
And here I'm not certain I 100% agree, because I think the insult has to come all by itself as nothing but an insult. If you call someone an idiot and then show why they're being an idiot, showing facts and logic that you can back up with sources, a logical, well-reasoned argument, well, the insult might work against someone giving your response its fair due, but that doesn't mean you haven't attempted to have a reasonable conversation, or at least a reasoned one, if not a reasonable one.
Some people obviously feel differently about this. Some people feel that insults, bullying, harassment, intimidation tactics of any kind, shaming, are somehow a method to get a person to reconsider their positions.
Well, I don't see how that's going to happen. In fact, I expect that it won't. At least, not directly. When I start a video debating someone else's points, I never expect that person to change their mind. And I'm not actually addressing them. Not really. It's been my experience that watching someone I agree with take it in the neck will make me, A, glad it's not me, and B, reconsider the position we both hold, just in case. And that's my fond hope of what will happen when I let someone have both barrels from the logic and evidence gun, that the people on their side will go, hey, wait a minute. And given that some people have told me I've changed their minds, I think it can be a viable tactic. So is insulting or shaming a good technique for changing someone's mind? Maybe, but almost certainly not the person you're addressing.
And this applies to a variety of different types of insults. This includes things like calling someone a bigot, a racist, a homophobe, a sexist, a misogynist, because we all know that calling them those things isn't going to change their viewpoints.
Well, again, at least for me, the target isn't really the person I'm addressing. And there's also the possibility that what you're doing or saying will have long-term effects. Surely we've all looked back on our past and gone, wow, look at that stupid shit I was doing, saying, or thinking. So-and-so was right about me even though I didn't know it at the time and was too proud to really look at myself. You can't tell me that's never happened. And there are ways to express these ideas without being personal, or at least being less so. Instead of calling them a bigot, tell them what they're doing is bigotry or bigoted. Address their behavior instead of making it personal. The difference is subtle, but it's probably less likely to make them get angrily defensive. But the fact is, we're on the internet. We're at a remove from everybody. There's no chance that insulting someone will get us slugged the way it might in real life, and so we abandon all pretense and politeness and just insult the unholy fuck out of people because we can, or at least some of us do, and sometimes only for the slightest provocation. I know we're not supposed to talk about YouTube drama in our videos on this channel, so I'll give this the Cliff's Notes version. The reason I don't appear on camera anymore, is because apparently I'm not pretty enough for the internet. Over the years, I've gotten a lot of shit for my looks, and I've never been terribly happy with my appearance myself. Then, not terribly long ago, I had a tiny disagreement with someone, not naming names, if you know who I mean, keep it to yourself, which ended up with them making a half-hour video explaining just how ugly and stupid I am. Seriously, 30 minutes of nothing but abuse. And, frankly, that was the last straw. I started making emotes using the character Sandra from my Rational Station videos. I have about 75 of them now. I rarely have to use the same one in a single vid. And the result is the format you currently see. That was harassment. That was bullying. And this is the result. Of course, now I'm getting a ton of shit from my subscribers asking me to get back on camera. Just can't win. Well, unless someone wants to kick in the money for plastic surgery, and then I'll fire up the old webcam again. Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, didn't think so. The really funny part, though, I've had a few bitter rivalries with people on YouTube, some of them even people on my own side in the atheism versus religion debate. And yet, when we met in person at the American Atheist Convention and got to know each other in a more personal, less detached way, suddenly all of those differences melted right the hell away as if they never happened. We became friends, joined each other's Facebook, and are still friends to this day. It's amazing what we think we can get away with on the internet, and what we'd never, ever do in person.
You've got two choices. You can rate this video and share it everywhere across social media, or I can send my minions after you. Choose wisely.